Hey rockers, welcome back to the channel. I really shouldn't be doing this video. I've eaten way too many edibles tonight. It's actually about 2:30 in the morning here in Southern Oregon, and I'll do my best. It's just a short story, a little tale that came to me that I thought was kind of amusing that some of you GG hardcore fans would like to hear about. Now, just a quick disclaimer, if you're not a fan of shock rock or excessively bizarre, crazy, decadent behavior, this video might not be for you. But most of you that are watching because you enjoy a good car crash. Here we go, man. Talking about the great, beautiful Bert, GG Allin, and Dean Dirt. All three of those guys were friends of mine, and all three of those guys have departed this earth. Rest in peace to Brother Dean Dirt, 1998. Rest in peace to Brother Bert, 2008. And rest in peace to Brother Gigi, 1993. I'm going to go back and talk about the Odd Rock Cafe. Many of you have heard the tale about Gigi being arrested there in Milwaukee, Wisconsin back on February 28th, 1989. When that show happened, I was supposed to go, but I didn't get to make it. But I remember getting a phone call from beautiful Bert telling me, hey man, bloody, I'm going to be opening for Gigi at the Odd Rock Cafe, man, you should come. I got a call from Dean Dirt, the singer for 1096 and one of my very best friends ever. Bloody, Gigi's going to be at the Odd Rock with Bert. You got to come. And then, of course, I talked to Gigi, who came to my home later that year in the summer and recorded with me. And that story is on this channel under the video section, my friends. But anyway, I talked to all three of those guys and I planned on going. I don't know why in the hell I missed it, but I did. But I'll tell you something before I get into my little tale, which many people don't know happened at the end of this night when Gigi got arrested. And basically, Gigi got arrested in Milwaukee, if you did not know, I believe for, what was it, lewd and lascivious behavior? Actually, it was disorderly conduct and public indecency. That's what it was. It was public indecency and disorderly conduct. And after the sentencing for this particular show, Gigi wrote the song called Shove That Warrant Up Your Ass, which specifically mentioned Milwaukee. He ended up being sentenced to 90 days and $1,000 fine. And of course, what happened that night was beautiful Bert, who's a legend in his own right. I met Bert in 1985 when I played in Kenosha, Wisconsin for the first time. I forget what year Bert had his first band, but he had a lot of good ones, man, like the BB Slags, the beautiful Bert and the Crotch Crickets, beautiful Bert and the Luscious Ones, who did a killer album in 1996. And of course, he had the Lipstick Junkies, which was a fantastic band by beautiful Bert as well. Well, on this particular night, and the video, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not, there's not a lot of views on them, but you can type in GG Allin, Odd Rock Cafe, Milwaukee, 1989, and there's not only one video, but two. They're both 30 minutes long, and it appears that Gigi did an all-ages show at the Odd Rock Cafe because he plays fully clothed with his pants on, uses the mic stand, does a Rolling Stones cover, and of course the Toilet Rockers were really good, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I'm not 1,000% positive, but I think at the Odd Rock he did an all-ages show first before the infamous show that got him arrested later that evening. But Bert did open up the show with his band, starts rocking out, and immediately Gigi's out there on stage, dancing on the stage while Bert's performing. Gigi's, Bert's grinning because there's Gigi dancing on the stage. And the next thing you know, Gigi turns around and does what he's famous for doing. Yep, he pooped on stage. And just kept dancing. Bert was oblivious. Bert didn't even see him do it or any of that. But the drummer of Bert's band did not like it one bit. And eventually, when the song ended, he just threw his drumsticks down and he was out of there, gone. I've had that happen to me before. I had a drummer leave one of my shows one time. It's a weird experience. You can see Bert on the video freaking out like, what in the hell? Well, Gigi does not miss a beat. He grabs the drumsticks, goes behind the drums, and what many don't know is that GG Allin was a killer drummer. So Bert's grinning, man. All of a sudden, I think it's his bass player, kind of shoves into Bert, shows Bert that Gigi's sitting behind the drum set, and they break into a great fast cover of the Ramones' Love Kills, which, by the way, you can find on that 1996 Beer City Records Beautiful Bert and the Luscious Ones album. Killer version of Love Kills. As a matter of fact, that album rules, and you can find that whole album online on my other channel, The Church of Rock, all one word, and check that out. It's a great recording for sure. Gigi danced around, during the show, but when he got on the drum set, he was serious, and he played a great version of Love Kills. They pulled it off, and then Gigi got up, and that was pretty much show over for Beautiful Bert and his band. The video that I saw does show Gigi do the All Ages show. I can tell you what songs that he performed specifically if you'd like. So during the what I think was the All Ages show, he did Bite It You Scum, where he's wearing his jeans, he's singing into the mic, wearing a sleeveless t-shirt, dog collar on, he's rolling around on the floor a lot. They eventually had to come out and give him a new microphone after the first song. So the sound guy was probably a little bit irritated, I imagine. Then they went into the David Allan Coe cover, which was turned into a Gigi song, originally Long-Haired Redneck by David Allan Coe. But of course, Gigi did his own version, of course, called Outlaw Scum. Fuck. Yeah. And after that, they went into The Last Time, which is a Rolling Stones song, man. And I gotta say, the band was good. Nice and sleazy rock and roll. It was cool seeing Gigi with a full band. Very rare. After a while, that didn't happen until he got with, like, the Murder Junkies. He did, different stints with bands, but a lot of times he would have his cassette tape. But I always liked it back in the days when he had different bands. And I tell you, the Toilet Rockers were good. I really liked them, man. When they did The Last Time by the Stones, it was great because Beautiful Bert got up, and Gigi's guitar player, I don't know the names of the guys, no disrespect intended, but they were he was doing pretty good backup vocals for some stuff on stage. But Beautiful Bert joined them on stage for the Stones Last Time, which was really cool. Gigi spent a lot of time on the floor, but it was cool to see Beautiful Bert up there singing. And that's when it was time for Gigi to do his thing again. After this All Ages show ended, they went into another show, which was, I believe, 21 and over. And I think that's when Gigi did You Know What again on stage. Then they did Blood for You, which was interesting. I had never seen him personally that I remember sing Blood for You with the band. Of course, there's quite a few shows I saw that Gigi did that I don't remember where he was with bands, so maybe I have. But Blood for You, was great live and very intense. You could hear like a pin drop in that place after a while because his performing got so intense. You could tell he was definitely intoxicated. He did Cock on the Loose from the EMF album, which is a great song, a classic. A very interesting stage banner, by the way. Very interesting stage banner when he was at this show. He says a lot of trippy stuff. Talks about somebody looking like his ex-wife. Somebody else looking like his brother. Then he goes into Bite It You Scum, which is another classic Gigi tune. He proceeds to mutilate himself, and he's bleeding and just going completely crazy on stage. Then he does I'm Gonna Grape You. Yeah, I had to say that stupid word. Sorry. He does that, and the show is pretty much over. Now, by all accounts, allegedly, the show was stopped by owner of the club, Jack Koshik. But I digress, and I don't believe that crap for 1 minute, because I heard Gigi say, I'm going to do one more song. So I don't think anybody stopped the show. I think Gigi stopped the show, personally. But I tell you what, man, at the end of the show, somebody had called the police, right? Because Gigi ended up going to jail. And here's the really funny part of my story that I wanted to get to that no one really knows about. The other part of my story that you just heard was just some interesting info for you fans. But check this out. One of my very best friends, Dean Dirt, was at that show, right, from 1096 out of Kenosha, one of the best hardcore punk bands in the land. Gigi, Dean had infatuation. He was infatuated with Gigi. He used to ask me, is he real? What's his deal, bloody? What's his backstory? Does he mean everything he says? Is he really crazy? Well, I didn't know Gigi got arrested that night because I wasn't there. But I think the next day or the next evening, I got a phone call from Kenosha, and it was Dean Dirt, and he was a very manic, very expressive, passionate, really cool, charismatic guy, and very, very intense. Like, you think I'm kind of hyper? He was twice as bad. Dean would just call and start talking on the phone, and at the end of most conversations, he would just say, "See ya," and just hang up and never even like say goodbye formally. He was a trip, man, very manic. But he called me and he goes, "Bloody, you're not going to believe what happened last night at the Odd Rock Cafe at that Gigi show." I said, "What happened?" He goes, "Dude, I went to jail with Gigi after the show." I go, "What?" And he goes, "And check this out, man. I went to jail on purpose." I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, man, Gigi got arrested for all this stuff." And he went on and on. So Dean thought, you know what, man? This is my opportunity to get to know the man, the myth, the legend. And I don't know for sure what Dean did, but I think he spit on a cop. I'm not positive if that's what he did. But whatever he did got him immediately handcuffed and put in the paddy wagon with GG Allin. Yep. And they went to jail and spent at least 8 to 12 hours in that jail. And Dean told me, "Bloody, he's the real deal." That's what he said to me. He said, "I talked to that dude about everything, family, drugs, his life, his background, everything he believes." And he said it was the best time he had ever spent in jail. He said he had a great time, loved every minute of it, didn't regret it. And I was just dying on the phone. I'm like still trying to get over the fact that my crazy friend went to jail on purpose, let alone went to jail on purpose to hang out with Gigi so he could pick his brain. And he said, "He's the real deal, Bloody. You were right. But he's cool, blah, blah, blah." And he really liked him. And, you know, Gigi actually had an affinity for a lot of the Kenosha, Wisconsin punk rockers. He loved Bert. He loved Mooney from 1096, the drummer, and he loved Dean Dirt of 1096. Those people for sure were like a circle of friends that I kind of hung out with for a while in my life. There are many pictures on the internet of me with Gigi, Bert, and Dean. And every time I see those photos, I think, wow, bro, you're the last man standing. And it's just kind of a weird feeling, to be honest. All those guys were very important to me at one point or another in my life. And I had kind of a falling out relationship with Bert that kind of went in and out. But when he died, we were buddies. Gigi and I never had a falling out officially. We just stopped talking for the last year and a half of his life. He was doing his thing. I was doing mine. I was having a daughter with my girl and stuff. And Dean Dirt and I remained best of friends until he died in 98 on Halloween, man. And, you know, good old Dean Dirt, man. If you want to hear 1096, the only album they ever did, you can go on the Church of Rock, my other channel, and you can type in 1010/96 or 10, the little minus sign, 96, and then type in No Retreat. And you'll hear probably one of the best hardcore punk rock albums of your life. That's a fact, my friends. Hey, man, thanks for hearing my story out. Told you, man, I've been eating those edibles, and I should have been in bed about an hour ago, but I thought, I'm going to knock something out for this channel. I'm never too stoned for you guys. Thanks for watching, man. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Also, give the video a thumbs up or a like and leave a comment. And I'm going to be coming back again soon with a full-length Gigi story that you're going to love. Trust me on this one. Adios, my friends.